All right. I kind of committed to it. Um, I talked to C.R.England, and they have a run to do a dedicated route hauling Anheuser-Busch, and I'll make 66 cents a mile, and it's all drop and hook, doing mostly the lower half of the United States, and they're looking for more drivers, and I'm kind of excited about it. It sounds like a good deal. Sounds like I told them that my family wants me home for Easter weekend, so we're looking at the week right after Easter to go work there, and probably gonna get a rental car and drive it all the way out there. Wife's calling. I'll get right back to you. To her about important things regarding what's going on and stuff. Let her know what I talked to with the dispatcher or the recruiter at C.R.England about. I'm going to be having somebody contacting me, giving me a little bit more information. But yeah, what I'm getting ready to go do, will be a lot more suited to my style of driving, with running early and not messing around. I shouldn't be sitting much. I'm sure it will happen, but I won't be sitting around for 24 hours early. I shouldn't be. I'm going to be making sure that my new dispatcher knows that I don't mess around, that I call, check things out, tell them and let them know I'm on my way and stuff like that, and that I'm going to be picking up, so that I don't have to sit, so that when I get there. But this is a drop and hook, like almost 100% drop and hook stuff, staying pretty much in the lower half of the United States. And I'm going to find out a little more once whoever's calling me to tell me more about this stuff later. But so somebody messaged me, I don't know, some Jerry whatever, said that that they can't change appointment times at these places. And so I got to work for a company that's used to drivers that go like this and are on it and are ready for me to be not messing around, because I get up in the seat and I drive. I don't stop all the time. I don't mess around. I go pick up my load and get to the next load as quickly as I can within the realm of my driving, my clock. And when I have to do my brakes, I do my brakes, and if I have to do a 34, I'll do a 34. But other than that, I'm not messing around. I'm going, picking up that load. I will check. I don't care about appointment times. I will call them and tell them, is my load ready? Can I come? Is it ready for me to come pick up? It doesn't matter whether it is a drop and hook or if it's a live load or live unload. I am on it. So I need to work for a company that can handle me doing that. And if Bane Bay can't do that, then I need to move on. And it sounds like C.R.England has a route where I'm going to be running beer loads, Anheuser-Busch, and everything is going to be set up ahead of time, pre-loaded, pre-scaled, pre-everything. So all I have to do is roll up, hook up, send my messages, and get going. Get to my drop it, and I go on to the next thing. So it'll be, I think this is going to be a little bit more my style, more go, go, go. Because I'm a go, go, go. I'm not a sit around and mess around with it type of guy. And I can do my YouTube videos when I stop on my 10, because I don't need to sleep for 10 hours. I can cook, take showers, do YouTube videos, and do all that stuff on my off times when I'm not driving, and still get plenty of sleep and all that garbage. So here in a little bit I'm going to go take a nap. Hopefully my load will be ready around 4 o'clock and I'm not waiting around till 6. But we'll see what happens. but I pretty much have committed to going to C.R.England right about April 1st, April 2nd, or whatever, right after Easter weekend. I'm gonna make arrangements to drop the truck off sometime around that Thursday, Friday into the week there, and get all my garbage off at home before that, and drive with bare minimum on the truck. I'm gonna have the least amount of stuff on this truck. So, hey, how's it going, Bill? I'm pretty much committed to going to C.R.England because they got a drop and hook Anheuser-Busch load staying in the lower half of the United States, and it sounds like drop and hook. I did talk to Hirschbach, or however you pronounce it. Talk to a recruiter, and they're going to be calling me back tomorrow. And I just like what I heard better. I think I have the opportunity to make some good miles and some good money if they can do what they promise. Know what recruiters are like anywhere you go. And some people have better experiences at companies than others. Some people are going to Bay and Bay and it working out awesome for them. Good for them. But that hasn't been working out for me because I run, Bill, I don't mess around. I go from one to the next. I get in the truck and I run. I don't sit around. I mean, sometimes I stop and do things and mess around and do videos, but I do that in a fashion where I can still run my butt off. So it's crazy stuff. So I'm just sitting here in Salt Lake City. Road turtle? What? What do you mean by road turtle? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, because C.R.England has their trucks slower? Yeah, I will have to contend with that. But I think it's going to be a lot better than Bay and Bay it's going to be all drop and hook beer loads. They'll be heavy loads. So, that will be nice. When I get off this live feed, I'm going to have to ask Jesse if he needs me to take pictures of this stuff and send it to him. So, yep, so I'm just hanging out for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself for the next 5-6 hours. See how quickly they get my load ready. I'm just sitting here. I already dropped my empty trailer and sitting here bobtail over here waiting to get my load that's going to go to Streetsboro, Ohio. I mean, they give me loads with good miles on them, but what they don't do is they don't compensate for the fact that I don't mess around. You think since I've been running, yeah, yep, they might be be 60, 65, 66. I think when I drove for them way back when, their trucks were at 64 miles an hour. Way back, but that was like almost 24 years ago, and I don't think they've bumped them up too much. No more than 65 miles an hour. I know owner-operators sometimes get their trucks so they go more, but I think I'll enjoy this. Yeah. So, I'm not worried about driving a slower truck as I am making the miles and getting the miles in and not getting throttled so much by the company, because they make these appointment times without taking into regard that I keep telling my dispatcher that I don't mess around. I'm going to go pick this up early, and I've been picking up everything early and getting places early as crap. No matter how much I try to put messages on there that I'm going to be early, they can't get on there and make new appointment times for earlier. They haven't figured out that I'm going to be not messing around. I'm going to drive as far as I can on my clock and then stop wherever I can on whatever hours I got for the day. Stop for my 10, and as soon as I'm done with my 10, I'm jumping in the driver's seat and I'm on the road again. I'm not stopping every 2 hours and messing around. I'm not playing around in the truck stops and doing all that stuff. I'm not, checking out the sites and doing all this other crap. I mean, that other drivers do. You got drivers that just want to play around in the truck stops and sit and watch TV, watch football games, or whatever they're doing with themselves, that they're not getting on the road and driving. They're driving slow. You get those drivers that have trucks that will go faster, and they're driving slow as molasses on the interstate, not getting going. So it's not going to be a big deal to have a slightly slower truck. I can deal with that. Even Al Ritchie's trucks weren't all that fast for the first few years I worked there. Then they finally bumped them up to 68. And they had the truck that me and Heather had went 70. And so we were making better times than some of the other guys. But I still had Heather, who would take 45 minutes to do a 15-minute pre-trip swap out because she wanted to go in there and feed her face. And we would stop and at Bennett, Colorado, at the Loves there to swap out, and we'd both go in and eat. And I'd usually get Chester's, sometimes McDonald's, or I would have stuff that I would bring in and use the microwave for. But we had the extra time on that run. We could do that and still make it a couple hours early to the Kansas City post office. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But Heather liked to go feed her face, and she wouldn't get food to eat on the truck while she was driving, or stuff that she could eat quicker to get on the road. She wanted to go down and go sit down in the truck stop and stuff, and that's all fine and dandy as long as we weren't running late. I don't care. But I've done it all. I've done the solo, I've done the team driving, and I've had all kinds of team drivers. I've had Bill here, who's on the live feed. On the other end, me and him ran. We both were strong drivers. We didn't fuck around. We were making record times at Alan Ritchie. If me and him were to go run at a team company, we'd be getting killer friggin' miles and stuff because we wouldn't be messing around, and the truck would never stop. So that'd be something to consider if you ever want to go team driving. Me and you can go somewhere where we can team drive and just bust out those miles. But we'll just have to see how things work out. See if things will work out here at C.R.England. If that does not work out, I am probably just going to come back to Des Moines and get me a local line haul position. I might go where Heather's at what's the company that she's at? anyway, she's doing a local line haul where she's home every night and on the weekends, and she's bringing good money in every week, and it's the same amount of money every week. And so if Heather can do it, I know I can, because I know I can do everything she can and even more. So we'll see. I know she waits a little bit on her relay people because she does trailer swaps with other drivers. So let's see. Anyway, I think that's pretty much going to work pretty good. We'll just have to see if it works out the way they said it would. So we all know how recruiters are. For the most part, they try to tell you how it's going to be. Not all recruiters will blow smoke up your butt. Some of them will actually tell you what they think is going to happen and how it should go. But sometimes it's the drivers. Like Bay apparently was not ready to deal with me and how I drive, and hasn't figured out that if you got a driver that's gonna pick up things early and drop things and get there as quickly as can, and they're gonna get there as quickly as can, that they got to be prepared to have their appointment times more appropriate. And they gotta put you on runs that, you know, I don't understand what it is with the company that they can't figure that out about me. Been driving for them for several months now, since a little bit before Christmas, and they can't figure out that they need to make some adjustments to the appointment times and tighten up the appointment times and not give me 50 years in a day to get places when they know I'm going to get there in record time. You know, I'm going to get there as quickly as I can, and I'm not going to mess around too much in between. They gave me, I was supposed to pick up my last load at 2:30 in the morning on, let me look, I picked it up at Rochelle, Illinois. I picked it up the night before. I picked it up on the 16th at around sometime between 6 and 8. It wasn't supposed to be ready till 2:30 in the morning, so I picked that up 7-8 hours earlier, something like that, just guesstimating. And then I drove with a full set of hours all the way to North Platte, Nebraska before I took my 10. Got there with just about 15 minutes to spare by the time I was able to get parked. And then I took my 10. That was my fuel stop. So I waited till got my 10 hours off. And I still messed around for an hour. I didn't jump. I was messing around with trying to upload a video, and I did a live feed in there, and I probably was sitting about 11 to 11 and a half hours before I started my clock. So I didn't jump right in the driver's seat right away because I was messing around with a couple of things, because I knew I had all the time in the world. And I was looking at my GPS, and it said that I was gonna be there in just shy of 10 hours, or just 10 hours and a few minutes over 10 hours. So I was just like, depending on how things go in the hills and stuff out in the mountains of Wyoming and Harleys and stuff, get out there to Salt Lake City when you got those few little areas out there that can slow you down. especially with the heavy load on some of those hills. You know, I might have gotten slowed down enough that I might have had to stop. So I wound up getting out there at 4 a.m. yesterday morning, and then I had to wait till 5 a.m. I waited till the last minute to go in there. I basically kind of dicked around this morning. I set my alarm for 4. I tossed and turned, hit my snooze on my phone from my alarm on my phone a couple of times, and it was dang near 20 minutes till 5 before I got up, started the truck up, and kind of meandered my way across the street and pulled in back into the Costco place. And that was the first Costco I think I've ever been to. And it was kind of similar to going to a Walmart distribution center. For any of you guys that haven't done a Costco, but you have done Walmart distribution centers, and they're sticklers. I might have been able to show up right at 4 and got right in there. And they gave me this. I didn't have to go into the receiving office. I did go in, but they told me just to wait in my vehicle before I and just wait out there. And they unloaded me. They took about they're actually not bad. They took about an hour and a half or so to unload me, which is pretty decent. If you get unloaded within an hour and a half, you're doing pretty good most places with a live unload. It's those places that take 3 to 5 hours that are redonkulous. But they did pretty good. But they gave me a pager like thing, or one of those things. It was like this square thing that told me which dock to go to, and then when I was done, it went off and went red and made noise and stuff, and told me receiving done. And so then the green light was on, and so I was able to pull away from the dock. But that was weird. And then I said to go bring that back to the guard check like deal that they had, and then they took that back and gave me my paperwork, and I just went across the way and closed my doors, turned my reefer off, and then I went over to the Love's nearby, topped off my reefer, and then drove over here. And because I didn't do my load accept yet, because I was just kind of peed off, they I think the system automatically kicks you off a load if you don't do a load accept for so long. So my dispatcher this morning resent me the load a little bit later, and some of the numbers changed by one number higher. All the numbers changed by one number higher. So I don't care. I probably kind of annoyed my dispatcher a little bit, but I don't care. I'm annoyed with them because they should be able to figure out how to run a guy that can run balls to the wall the way I do, and they apparently haven't figured that out yet. So they can go deal with all their slow drivers and have drivers sitting around all the time if that's the way they want to do things. I don't know if that's the whole company or if that's just my load planner and my dispatcher. I mean, I think that more falls on load planners. I don't know. Maybe I should have just talked to somebody and had them switch out, but whatever. Bay doesn't want to do things properly, so they don't want to figure out that I can get a lot more runs done. I can do 2 runs in the time that they can have 1 run by the pace that they've been giving me stuff. The way they've been giving me runs at the pace that they kind of seem to expect me to go, I could literally do twice as many runs as what they've been giving me because I could get from one run to the next a lot quicker than what they've been giving them to me. If they would just bring the appointment times in from the get-go, and then should I ever have a breakdown or something, that stuff happens. They can always redo those things. But when they're giving me these insane amounts of times to get to places, it don't make sense. They need to bring it in. So whatever. It's just the way things are. But I pretty much think C.R.England's going to be the way to go for now. We'll find out how they... We'll see how this goes. Plus, I kind of want to get my redemption period in. And I kind of want to go there, even though, you know, I do have my reservations about going to C.R.England again. But I know a lot of the problems I had when I was there was due to my inexperience in not understanding the world of truck driving until about the time I went to go get fired, because basically I didn't know what I was doing, and the reason I got fired mainly was because I had a couple of accidents, and I gotta kind of understand that was my fault, not C.R.England's fault. So in some ways I have a little bit of a sore spot with that because of the way that they did things and the way that they just kind of rushed me through the process, and the training wasn't the best. And that's kind of why I've been such a big stickler with this channel of trying to do videos to teach new drivers what to kind of expect out here. And I need to do more videos on more of the other little nuances and stuff of things. And I'm kind of trying to think up videos to help newbie drivers, no matter where you go, things to help you out so you can keep yourself in line and not having problems. So there's a lot of videos I could be doing that I haven't done yet, and I'm kind of excited to see how things are going to be different going back to C.R.England after almost 24 years. And I know I'll be successful because I know what I'm doing now. So, and if it don't work out, it's probably not going to be because I'm doing anything wrong, but I'm going to need to let them know that I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to go from one load to the next as quickly as I can, and I need them to be ready to be like, all right, it should only take him this long to get somewhere. Well, you only need to give me like so many hours of cushion just in case something happens. So if I have a blown tire or something, I only need a few extra hours, you know. A few extra hours, yeah, but when I'm running 24 hours early consistently on almost every load I am doing, you would think that they would figure that out and start bringing the appointment times in. So, whatever. So, anyway, I'm probably going to jump off here in a little bit. here pretty soon. I'm gonna jump off. I gotta take pictures of my medical card, and license, and social security card, and send it to the recruiter. And um, then I'm gonna go take a nap and maybe make myself something to eat, either right away or later, and just chill out, relax, and get ready to check on my load around 3, 4 o'clock, and then try to bust my butt and get out of here. I started my clock about 5 a.m. So I'm going to be ticking down on my 14. So who else do I got on here? I have Bill, who's probably still on here. Who else is on here? Send me like a hi or something so I can see who else is on here. Another C.R.England driver. So, my recruiter said that I wouldn't be doing the reefer. I'd pretty much be doing dry van for this, which is kind of funny because when I was with C.R.England before, they were pretty much all reefer when I was there that I can remember. They didn't have too much dry van. They had like a couple of tinker trailers, but only like a few. But I know C.R.England has vastly expanded the property that they have, the amount of area land that they had over here at C.R.England. They have quadrupled how much land that they're using. They've got a drop yard for other companies to use. They probably rent out to the other companies like Bay and Bay, and other companies can come in there. And I know Billy, he brought his truck and trailer over there to sit while he went to California to run because he he had to go home for a funeral. I've been sitting for almost 3 hours. We'll see. I wonder if I'll get mostly a full amount of hours drive back by the time I get onto my load. But I'm gonna drive as far as I can get, just like I always do. So, but I am here at Nestle in Springville, which is, for those of you who don't know where that's at, it is on the south end of Salt Lake City, and they have a scale coming in and going out from this place, so you get to see your weights before you even leave, and then you can figure out how your weights are. So that's kind of good. Ugh. Ugh. I'm kind of curious if C.R.England still has sliding fifth wheel plates or not, or if they have gone like everybody else and bolted those down. C.R. England, I think, was the only place I've ever worked that had not only where you could slide the tandems on the trailer, everybody has that, but C.R. England was one of the few places I ever worked at that you could slide the fifth wheel plate back and forth to adjust your weights as well. So we'll see. I don't know if they still have that or if they have bolted those down like most of the other companies have. Well, you know, it's getting to summertime when you start getting flies and bugs in the truck all the time. I got a fly in the truck last night. I had a couple of small flying bugs. I had my windows down, letting the cool air come in because it was getting hot in the truck because it was hot yesterday here. It was just into the 70s with the sun blazing, beating down on the truck, and it got pretty warm in the truck, so I put my windows down and I was taking little cat naps and playing games on my phone. I watched a couple of Marvel movies. I watched a couple Iron Man and Avengers movies on Disney Plus and stuff, and ate some food. I'm trying to eat some of the food up on my truck, trying to get the carbs on my truck ate up. So wonder if that Kenworth over there there's two trucks over there. There's a Bay and Bay in back, I can tell that, but I wonder if this long nose Kenworth coming in is one of the Bay and Bay owner operator long nose Kenworths. So let's see here, because they got a few of those. Come on. Get a good view on this. Can't tell. Come on. I think it probably is. Pretty nice truck though. Here he comes. He's bobtailing, and he probably already came in, dropped off a trailer, and bobtailed out, did what he wanted to do. Checked on his load. It's probably ready, so he's coming back in to get his load, and he'll be out of here most likely pretty quick as soon as he gets hooked up and checked in and all that garbage. Let's see, is this a Bay and Bay? I think it probably is. I think I recognize the truck too. I think I've seen that truck before. Is it the Bay and Bay? You gotta see the side doors. Yep, it's Bay and Bay. It be a Bay and Bay. I can see that there on the doors. Alright. It be Bay and Bay. So the Bay and Bay trucks have different colors. They're black and blue and red and a lot of gray ones, a few green ones like mine, and then they got a few owner operator trucks that are the long nose things, and lease purchase trucks, which could be any of the style of trucks, and they have Kenworths and Freightliners and some International, I think. They're kind of all over the map as far as what trucks they got. So, we'll see. Come on, get this bent up here again. Alrighty, well, I'm going to jump off here. I'm kind of done saying my piece, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. If I wind up changing my mind and going somewhere different instead of C.R.England, I'll let you guys know that as well. And I'll try to do some live feeds when I'm at C.R.England and stuff. And you know, I'll try to get some GoPro footage of walking around in C.R.England, if not at least a live feed on my thing, because my GoPro wants to shut off. You'll be recording and it'll just shut off, stop recording out of nowhere, and you won't even know it because you can't see that screen. So if I do a live feed with either a live feed or do GoPro footage, I'll probably put it on the handheld deal so I can watch when it's starting to mess up and see what it's doing. So um, yeah, next time I'm at C.R.England, I'm gonna do some video of the place and kind of tell you how things have changed. It definitely looks a lot more cluttered with trucks and different things than when I was there before. Before they had a lot of trucks, but it wasn't. It was a lot more open, and they had and stuff. And they got a lot more fenced-in areas where they have designated areas for different trucks and stuff. I noticed they have their brand new trucks. They have their older trucks. They have the trucks that have been in accidents. They have the different areas and stuff. Then they got a fenced-in area, and then you got the area where they go to practice backing and stuff, and instructional like stuff on the back lot. And they no longer have a shifting range because they don't need it, because they all their trucks are automatics now. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go, get on with it. If any of you guys have any other suggestions for places I could check out, I'd be willing to do that. In case, I want to keep a few other options in my back pocket just in case. But I'll catch you guys later. Bye.